Good evening, everyone. Okay. Uh, Welcome to the session. I'm Gayatri from Lystloc, and I'll be your presenter today for the live demo session. So, in this session, we are going to take a look into one of our key features, List CRM. So, if you're a person who manages leads, follows up with your customer, creates tasks to your team, and wants to keep track of your contact details, then List CRM is something that is made just for you. So, it helps you stay organized and keeps everything at one place. So, let's get started to see how it works now. So before we get into the actual demo, let's see what is List CRM. So it is an inbuilt CRM module that comes as a part of the Lystloc platform. So you don't need any separate tools here. So everything is available right inside the app, and you can access it through the web application as well as the mobile application. So to open this particular List CRM and to explore, in your web dashboard, you will see an icon called List CRM. So just simply click on this and you'll be redirected to the List CRM and the features that we have. So when you open this particular module, what you will see here is we've already created you four basic modules. That is the leads, customers, contacts, and tasks. So these are the most common things that every team would use in a CRM. So the you can even create your own modules apart from these four modules. And if you want to edit any of these four modules, let's say you want to rename your lead module into the term of merchants, yes, you have the flexibility to rename this module as well. So first feature that we are going to see with List CRM is to see how to create a new module. So to create a new module, you will navigate to the admin settings and you will find a section called custom modules. So once you click on this, you'll be redirected to another page. And if you click on create module, you will be able to create a new module. So what do we have inside these modules is here you will see a list of 23 different fields that we've given for you, like text, number, drop down, date, and so on. There are also four predefined fields that are created and kept, which will help you in faster setup. Now, to build your own module, it's very simple. All you have to do is just simply choose the field that you want, drag and drop them into this particular section, and reorder it as per your convenience. So, once this is done, you can edit every property that is available. So, you want to rename this field, you can rename it, and every field comes with an editable property here. So, the name, whether it's a mandatory, non mandatory field, the character limit you're having. So every field that you have over here has its own properties and you can edit them accordingly. Next, at the top of this section, you will see something called untitled is where you will enter the name of your own module. So once this name of your module is entered, your module is almost created here. So let's see an example of creating a deal module. So I'm editing this name to, let's say, the deal name, and the currency I want to keep it as deal value. The location is center, I'm not editing anything, and I'm renaming the module as deals. So once this is done, I will have the flexibility to choose which particular role will have access to this module. For example, in a company, if we take the deals module, it will be mostly managed by the sales team. So if I decide that only the sales team should have access, I will just enable that particular permission for them. And for the others, I will choose it as don't show. So once this is set up, your new module is created and it is now available in your web application and as well as the mobile application. And based on the permissions that you have, the particular users will have access to these to this newly created module. Now let's see what are the features we have inside a module. So you've created a module now. So what are the other options we can do? So I'm going with the lead module, for example, as we have data over here. So here you will see the different features that we have. So creating a new record in any module is simple. You just click on add, you enter the basic details and other additional details you want. You click add, your data is added, which is common for any application. But what have we added up from our previous thing to List CRM is now you can import. In import we have a concept of mapping the different fields that you have. For example, in Lystloc, when you try to create a module, you would have named your fields in a certain order or in certain names. For example, instead of having it as phone number, in your sheet you would have it as just number. But now you don't have to fix it both in your module and as in your CSV file. All that you can do over here is choose the file that you want to do, and auto mapping is automatically applied. If at all there is a field that is not auto mapped, you can simply choose which field has to be mapped to which field of list log. So once that is done, you get to choose whether you're adding a new record, you're updating an existing record, or you're doing both in an import function. So once you choose that, your file is ready to import and your import will be done. So if you want, if you're doing multiple imports, let's say in different modules or in the same module you're doing multiple times, you can also view the import history of what is the status of import. If at all your import has failed, why it has failed, and what could be the possible reasons to why this import has failed. So once you click on this view, you will see what are the number of records that has been imported successfully, what are the records that were skipped, and what is the reason to why it was skipped. If you have more than 10 to 20 records, you can just simply download the error report. You will see what is the error and you'll have a clear picture. Okay, this is the error I have, and you can again re-import your data. The other functionality we have is to export. So here export, you can either export one record or multiple records, or you can filter your data and export only that filtered record. So similarly, once you give export, you have an option to see the export history, where your exported data will be, the file will be generated and will be ready for download. Once it's ready, you'll be notified and you can simply click on download to download your exported file. The next feature that we have is a recycle bin. So if any of your record is deleted by one of your employee or by yourself by mistake, or you want to restore that particular data, we have an option of recycle bin to restore your data within 90 days period. So only users who have access to the recycle bin will have this functionality to view the recycle bin and to restore that particular data. We have also given the flexibility to delete the record permanently if it is not required. So through the actions button, you can choose which permission is required here. Let's go to the next feature, that is filters. So in filters, what we are going to see is we have filter for every field that you created. So based on every field, you have filters, and inside that you have certain conditions. If it's a text field, you can define whether it contains, does not contain. Like this, we have various combinations that you can apply to filter your particular data. So this applies to every field that is available. For example, in first name, I want to say if it contains the letter A, then show me all the records that contain the letter A. It's going to filter it accordingly. So if I change this condition to if it does not contain the letter A, then it will show all the records that do not have letter A in the first name. So every filter that I create, I can save it as a view for easy access. So I click save as view and I will say my leads, and once it's saved, this view is actually saved. So you don't have to every time come in, create a filter to see your particular data. All that you have to do is click on the module name and you will see all the views that you've created. So by default we are giving in three views, that is all leads, my leads, and today's leads. And all the ones that you are creating for yourself, or for your reference based on your teams, or for based on your convenience, will be listed under the section called created by me. So it gives you an easy access to navigate between the views and to see your filtered data. So through this, you're actually cutting down a step of applying filter every time when you want to see a particular information. So the next section, next feature that we are going to see is to see what details we have inside a record. Now let's see what details we have inside a particular lead. So when you go to the view page, we have a new UI that is created here, and we have all the details of the lead. So whatever fields that you've created for a particular lead will be listed here. And we have a section called activities, where all the activities that you've created for a particular record will be shown. For example, there could be multiple users, or let's say more than one user has been using the lead module. So in this case, what will happen is the activities that are done by a particular employee will be recorded there. So the person, from when a record was created till a record being updated, any form data or any field being edited over here, all that data will be recorded in the chronological order. So we will get to know who is accessing this particular module, who has edited this particular module. So all such data will be shown here. So if you could see, we know this particular lead was created on April 18th at this particular time, and it was created by the admin. So the stage was updated, and any data that was updated, we will be able to see all the list of activities here. We also have the flexibility to add notes to every record, irrespective of it being a lead or a task, a customer, or a new deal module which we created. Inside every module, you will have all these activities for each record, the notes section, meetings and call logs to record if there are any calls. Record doesn't typically mean we record the calls, but just to make an entry, okay, I've made a call to this particular person. And any attachments that you want to add for this particular record can also be done. So any files you have or any documents with respect to this particular lead can also be attached here. So locations that we have for the particularly, let's say this lead has more than 2 to 3 locations. So all the locations will be listed over here. Any tasks that are associated to this particular lead will also be listed. So this gives the flexibility to navigate between two different modules that you have. So now I have a task module and a lead module over here. So if I open this particular lead and come to the section of tasks, I can see what are the tasks that are listed, and simply by clicking on this particular title, I'll be navigated to the task page where I can see all the task details of this particular task. So the navigation between two modules is easier, where we are relating two modules in a easy manner through this LystCRM function. Moving on to the next feature that we have is to create a customized role. So to create a customized role, navigate to admin settings and we have a module called roles. So by default, we are giving 4 predefined roles, which is the account owner, account admin, manager, and user. So apart from this, if you want to have a new role for for your particular organization, you can create it. So for example, when we try to create a deal module, we said that this deal module will be shown only to the sales team. So what we will do is we will create a new role called sales team and assign the required permissions for them. Now let's see how to create a new role. So I'm creating a new role for the HR. I can define to which particular role this will be a clone of. So which basically is saying me, even though you have a lot of modules, the permissions are going to be same, almost similar to this particular role. So I'm giving the manager role. And even though I'm cloning a particular role to this HR, I can still manage the permissions for them. If I want to say the manager has a different permission and the HR has a different permission, I can simply edit it here. On clicking edit permissions, I will be able to edit the roles. Yeah. So here you could see we have the HR role and the sales team role, which are new customized roles for this particular company. And the default roles are given here. So we have permissions here for every module. So user module, any custom module you're creating, forms, billing. So all modules of Lystloc, there are permissions given separately for each role. And for all these roles, you can define permissions based on your own needs. So these are the features which we have in LystCRM. So to summarize, we have 4 default modules created for you when you start using LystCRM. The second thing you can do is create your own custom module, and it will be reflected instantly in your mobile application as well as the mobile web application. You can define which role has access to which module based on your needs. An existing module can also be edited. You want to change the name of your default modules that we are giving. Yes, you have the flexibility to edit them. And for each module or for each record, we have certain functionalities such as import, the import history, export and export history, where the functionality is completely different here and new. And we also have we are maintaining the activity of records. So any record you're making any changes to it, that will also be reflected. Along with that, you have the flexibility to add notes to every record you have. interlink two modules, and the last feature is the recycle bin to restore your record that has been deleted. So these are the features that we saw in this demo session, and we've given an overview. Um, so we've come to the end of the live demo session, and now we are open to Q&A. So any questions we have with respect to the features that we saw, or any additional clarifications are required, we can start discussing it now. Do we have any questions for this session? I'm dropping. Yeah, yes. Hi, sir, Mr. John. Yes, we do have a limitation for the number of fields and number of custom modules, which will be based on the plans. So we can probably discuss your requirements, sir, and we can define that. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you. So I'm dropping an email in the chat box. You can also reach out to us in this particular email for further discussions, if any, or any clarifications required also. We would also like you to drop your email IDs so that we can also reach out to you from our end. Do we have any other questions or clarifications to be addressed? Also, I would just like to add, like CRM is not like a separate application. It's a part of Lystloc only. So I just wanted to clarify on that part. Okay, I think we're good. If you have any questions, please reach out to sales@listlock.com. Uh, Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time.